Hello everybody, this is I Love Create School. My name's Olga Pilik, and in this video lesson we are going to learn how to make such a mini trendy bag made of t-shirt yarn. You can attach such a chain to it to use it as a shoulder strap, or you can use it just like a handbag to carry it with a handle. Size of the bag, let's measure. I'll fold it like this to measure. Is approximately 23 and a half centimeters. The height is till the handle 17 and a half centimeters. The height together with the handle is 26 centimeters. Well, I do not have a measuring tape, so yeah, it's better to measure it with a measuring tape. When we make it, I'll measure it and tell you the length of the handle. So as to the materials, I'll tell you everything in every detail. You can make this bag in bigger size. You will have enough material. This one in color cinnamon color. I used confetti t-shirt yarn. You can buy it on Shikimiki UA. I was working in 2 strands and I used 2 skeins 100 meters each. And I have leftovers from the second skein, about 225 meters. So you have, no, not meters, grams, 220 grams. So I had leftovers from the second skein. I used one skein and just a little bit of the second. That's why in this video I want to try it as we're going to work in 2 strands. I'm going to work it in 2 colors. I'll use these 2 colors, and then the handle I'm going to work it in 1 color, this one. I don't want to buy 4 skeins. I decided to take smaller skein from Barva. They have 50 meters powder, 2 powders and 1 vanilla. So here they have 50 meters in 1 skein. So here in total, if you are going to work in 1 color, either take 3 skeins of Barva, which has 50 meters to 150, or you can take 2 skeins 100 meter each. They are smaller size, bigger size. Sometimes you have them in 100 meters or 50 meters. So we're going to work in 2 strands, and if you are going to use 2 colors, you can take either 2 different colors of confetti yarn, 100 meters each, or make the base in 2 colors and the handle, for example, in 1 color. Crocheting hook 9 millimeters. If you are working really tight, I recommend you to use even 10 millimeter crocheting hook, because here you do not have to tighten. And then the handle could be together with the shoulder strap 1 meter. But if you are going to wear it on the fur coat or the winter coat, you can use 1 meter 20 to just let some more room for the coat. And I'm going to use lobster clasps like this with such a ring where you can attach the strap. It's really easy to open it. Open this clasp, so you can use this bag as a handbag without the shoulder strap and with the shoulder strap as a crossbody. Now, additional materials which we're going to use are scissors, then some threads for joining pieces in matching color or a transparent thin, and also if you are going to use a chain, you will need some tool for opening one of the chains to insert it into this lobster clasp or the clasp. So let's get started. We take 2 skeins. I recommend you to take it from the outside, not from the inside, but from the inside. Why? Because if you take it from the inside, as you go, it will start twisting all the time, because as it is, this cane is made this way that it is twisted. So I recommend you to start on the outside. And I also recommend you to pull and stretch. No matter whether it's one strand or two, you just stretch it. First of all, you will have more yarn, then it becomes a little bit thinner. Here we do not need a very thick one. Like this. And then when you have stretched some piece, let's get started. So let's take our crocheting hook. These 3 ends, shorter ones, are here in front of the hook, the longer ones are behind. And we twist it like this and make a yarn over with the working thread. Working thread are these 2 strands. We're going to use them as one, so I'll call it my working thread. Okay, so and we pull it through the loop on the hook. This end we do not tighten as we usually do. No, here we won't do this. Here we are going to leave it, because here we are going to make some more stitches, last ones, so just don't tighten it. And we cast on 11 chains. So we do not count the knot, we count 1 on the hook, and we add 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If you want a bigger bag, you can cast on the number of stitches that is going to be an odd number. For example, 13, 15, 17, 19. So that then we will have the even number of the stitches, and we could add the number for the handles. So, and we skip 2, this one and this one, do not count this one on the hook, and insert the hook under the upper half loop into the 3rd one from the hook. Here, pull the working thread to the right side, stretch it. Why do I stretch it? To make puffy stitches. When you stretch this one, you will not have the openings, holes between the stitches. So to avoid this, we make the 2nd loop 2 times as long as the first one, and then make a yarn over, and like this we have made a single crochet. So like this we continue till we have 8 stitches, 7 more. And the next, insert the hook, pull the working thread like this. Again, it is 2 times longer than this one on the hook, and we make a yarn over and work it through both loops. 2nd single crochet. This one we tighten, you see, vice versa. This one we try to make it not too loose. Insert the hook in the next and make a single crochet. To the 3rd, pull the working thread, stretch it, 4, 5. You see such puffy, nice stitches. 6, and do not tighten them. Here you have to get puffy stitches, you don't have to tighten them. 7, and 8. After you have made 8 stitches, you can count them again. Here, if you look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or the upper one, starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, and now here, when we turn our work, where we had this knot, we're going to make an increase, 3 single crochets into 1. We're going to make 3 stitches into 1 opening, and like this we're going to turn this oval and go on working on the other side. Insert the hook under the upper half loop, hold these 3 ends. You don't want this knot to undo. Grab working thread and make the first stitch. Now I hold it like this and I turn my work, and here as well I will insert the hook again, pull the working thread and make 1 more single crochet, and then again tighten, again turn it at 45 degrees. You see that these 3 ends I hold with my fingers. We will fix them, and I insert the hook into the same opening and make the third one. So the increase is ready. Now we go on working on the other side of the oval. Likewise, alone we make 8 stitches, 8 single crochets. Insert the hook so that we make the first stitch. Here is the 8th one on that side. So into the same opening we insert the hook and pull the working thread, hold these 3 ends so that we make a stitch around them, so that they remain inside, they remain fixed. See? So this stitch is right opposite the stitch on the other side. First is ready, the second, third, and I hold the 3 ends all the time to hide them. Yeah, now they are hidden completely. Four, five, 6, 7, and last one, 8th. So now we need to make the likewise increase with 3 single crochets into 1 on the other side. Here we have already made it, now we'll make it here. Here, as you remember, we skipped 2 chains at the beginning. Here is 1 and here is the second. So here, inside of this first chain, we are going to make an increase. 3 single crochets into 1. We insert the hook, pull the working thread, and make a single crochet. Turn it a little bit at 45 degrees. Make a stitch into the same opening, again a single crochet, and then turn it again, insert the hook, pull the working thread, and make a single crochet. That's it. We have made the first row for the bottom of the bag. We'll make 1 more row for the bottom of the bag with increases as well, and then we're going to go and work in the sides without any increases. So in this bag, our transitions from one row to the other will end with joining slip stitch and start with a new stitch. Here you see it's a place where I have joined it. It's impossible to work it otherwise. You can't work it in spiral. You cannot just start a new row. You have to finish this row and start a new one, because otherwise it will be tilted. It will go in diagonal, which we don't need. So we make a joining slip stitch here. Here you see the upper braid. So here we insert the hook into the back half loop of this braid, pull the working thread, and at once through the loop on the hook. That is a slip stitch. We have closed this round. And now we insert the hook here under both half loops. Pay attention. On the right from the first stitch, like this, completely. And I make the first stitch of the second row. I will attach a marker at the beginning of the new row. And again, we make 8 single crochets along. The first we have already made, here it is. And then we make the second, insert the hook now under both half loops, not into the back half loop, but under both half loops here. And we pull the working thread and make a stitch. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Now, when you have made 8 single crochets, you can count them, starting with a marker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now, here where we had 3 single crochets into one, here we have this increase, we're going to make 6 single crochets. So we're going to make 2 into each stitch. We'll have 3 increases again. Into the first stitch, we make 2 single crochets into one under the upper half loop. So here is the first one. Insert the hook in the same opening and make the second. Then we turn our work again and we make 2 single crochets into the next one. The second increase, and insert the hook again. And then we turn our work again, so that we already work on this side. In this last, we also make 2 single crochets into one. That's it. We have made 6 single crochets. You see, we have repeated an increase 3 times. And then we go on working 8 single crochets along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 single crochets. Now again we need to make an increase, likewise 6 stitches, that is 2 single crochets into one, repeated 3 times on this side. So insert the hook and pull the working thread 1 into the same opening. We make the second. Then here in the next one we make 2 single crochets into one. 1, 2, and in the next one as well 2 single crochets, 1, 2. Then we have one loop which was joining, slip stitch. We're also going to make it, and the next one will be already the first stitch of the next row. So we have made the bottom for the back. Now we can check the size, measure it. Okay, I'll just finish the round like this. So you better take a measuring tape. I have a ruler. So we get 22.5 centimeters. I have a bottom, maybe 22, perhaps, yeah, 22. And the width of the bottom is 8.5 centimeters. And so we finish this row, take the marker off, and we do the joining slip stitch into the back half loop. Yeah, we do the joining slip stitch only into the back half loop, like this. Not a single crochet, but a slip stitch. Yeah, remember that we join it with a slip stitch. We pull the loop and then at once pull it through the loop on the hook. So we make the first stitch of the third row, insert the hook like this under the upper half loop and under the back half loop at once, and make a single crochet. So now you can return the marker back. You'll know that this is the first single crochet of this round. If you are a beginner, I recommend you to use markers because they will help you not to make a mistake. And now we go on working without any increases, just go on working in the round with single crochets. So in total we are going to have 28 stitches. That's together with this first one and without counting the joining one. So here we will have 28 single crochets. Go on working. First is ready, and so go on working just single crochets, one single crochet in one stitch. Here you can count, or then you can count when you have finished the round to check. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here you see I do not make any increases. I just work single crochets. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. And do not count the joining slip stitch. So you see the sides already start turning upwards like walls of the bag. We're going to work it on the right side, so we're going to turn it like this. Right side is going to remain the right side, such V shapes. Where you see these V shapes, they are going to be the right side. And then you have to decide what you like best. Here, for example, I turn it to the wrong side. So here I have the wrong side pattern, and here I'll try to make the right side pattern. And then you'll be able to decide which you want to choose. For handle, I'm going to work with the right side. It's easier to work like this, but then I will turn it inside out, so that wrong side will become our right side. Here we make a joining slip stitch. So we skip this loop where we have joined, insert it into the next one, into the back half loop, pull the working thread, and make the first stitch of the fourth row. like this. First stitch of the 4th row. Attach the marker back. To show that now we have to make 28 stitches in the 4th row. And like this, for the base of the bag, I will make 10 rows in total. 3 rows we have already made. 1, 2, 3. 2 rows for the bottom. The 3rd is for the base. And so now I start working the 4th, and so till the 10th row. We just don't change anything, go on working single crochets and go on working like this. In the round, we do not make any increases, decreases, we just go on working in the round, joining each round with a slip stitch. I'll work the 4th row together, and then you can go on working on your own, because it is just the same, nothing special. I fold it like that so that it's easier for me to work like this. I try to press it slightly on the sides like this, so it's not too wide on the sides, and I do not have stretched loops here. Where I fold it. You see, it starts going slightly diagonal, but then when you make a wet heat, and it is recommended to make a wet heat for t-shirt yarn, it will then be straight, because we are joining each round with a slip stitch. And as the bag is going to be to the wrong side, so this is going to be the right side, it will keep its shape even better. So now if it goes a little bit in diagonal or starts twisting, it's okay, don't worry about this. You see, this bag, it is absolutely straight. And so go on working the 4th row. If you already understand, you can just go on working all the 10 rows on your own. And then we will meet after we have made 10 rows. That's it. Now when you have made 28 stitches, take the marker off, skip one, make a joining slip stitch into the back half loop here, and make the first stitch of the 5th row. Just, it's a little bit difficult to make the first stitch because you have to get into the right stitch here. No, I got it wrong, like this. Yeah, and we make the first stitch of the 5th row, so we'll meet after we have finished 10th row. So now I have finished 10 rows. I haven't cut it yet, I haven't made joining slip stitch, because I'm going to turn it inside out, and then I will make a joining slip stitch on the other side to start working the handle. So let's measure our bag again. So this side is slightly taller, because when I turn it inside out, the bottom will be wider. And it seems to me that this one I used Barba t-shirt yarn, and that one was Confetti, because the yarn is different. Here I have 18, there I had 17, here I have 18, as you see. And the width is, no, the width is the same, 22. So now, when it is not When it is lighter, it looks bigger. Yeah, I thought it was bigger, but you see the size is the same. So, and the handle, I'm going to work in this powder color, because here I almost have run out of it, of the vanilla. Maybe it will be enough for the handle, or maybe not. Okay, I have this much left of this yarn. Maybe I'll use vanilla. So now we have made 10 rows. Here we see the place where we were joining the rounds. Let's count the rows. 1, starting right with the first one on the bottom here, where you have 2 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on this side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have some vanilla color, yeah, from one skein, a little bit less from one skein of powder. I will undo the joining slip stitch, because now I want to make it on the other side. I'm going to turn it inside out and continue working the handles. Now you decide which one you like. Do you like this one? This pattern is also nice. Or you turn it inside out like I do. And so you see the size is actually, if we measure the wrong side, it will be exactly the same. 22.5 and 18. It's 1 centimeter higher, but it's just because a flat bottom will be flatter when you turn it inside out. So choose the side which you want to make your right side, either that one or this one. You can make a wet heat for this. So you need to take your iron, and using steam, you need to, I think, by the way, that this one is a little bit harder and Barva is a little bit softer. But perhaps it is because light colors are always softer and dark colors are thicker and harder. So now we start working the handle. I'm decided I'm going to use powder color, not in 2 colors, but in 1. I think it will look nice. So I have already divided my leftovers 50 meters into 2 skeins. Now I will change instead of vanilla, and the next one I'll join when I run out of this one. So don't join them at the same time. And here I'll need some markers, 3 markers exactly, so that I can mark places for the handles. So I fold it like this, and mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stitches, like this, 6 stitches on the side. First and the 6th I mark with the markers. This is a place where we are going to join the handle when we have made it. And likewise here. This is going to be our first stitch. Here, where we make a joining slip stitch, here is going to be the same place, going to be the first one. So first, I just don't mark it because I see it here, because it's beginning of the row, yeah, anyway. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I mark the 6th stitch. And so now I see that between the handles I have 8 stitches left, without counting the ones with the marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On one side and on the other likewise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's because we cast on the uneven number of stitches, odd number of stitches, yeah. So now here we have to change the color so that you can't see the place where you change. Perhaps I'll have to undo the previous stitch. Then I cut or take away the vanilla color. I can cut it. I insert thread into the needle, into the same color. Take this free end of vanilla, take our new powder, and put them one on top of the other like this, perpendicularly. You see that one goes vertically, the other goes horizontally, like this. And then we sew it into diagonal, so please pay attention, into diagonal here. We sew it in diagonal with a back stitch. Make a seam a little bit, I just ran out of it. Make sure that you sew both layers. And it goes like this. That's it, now you can make a knot. Cut the thread and cut, just attention, you have sewn it, and this one which is above, you cut it along the seam very carefully, like this. Now you need to pull it at both ends, and you see perfect joining of two t-shirt yarns. If it is one color, then it will be absolutely invisible. Here it is two colors, that's why of course you can see it. And while you have some thread, you can join the second one at once, because I'm going to run out of it very soon, and I'll take the other one, and I have joined it as well. So now we can go on working the handles. So first I have to do the stitch I have undone before this last single crochet of that row, and you see I have at once hidden this jointure inside here. Yeah, and I have two strands of a new color, of one color. If you decided to use your own side as your right side, you have to twist it backwards so that your working thread is back behind, and you need to insert the hook into the last stitch. I'll tighten this one. So here we're going to work kind of backwards. Insert the hook into the back half loop of the last stitch and make a joining slip stitch. So we just join this round as we did with all the rest. So, and now we're going to work in both half loops. Here we insert it again, but this time into both half loops. Pull the working thread and make a single crochet. So this is the first single crochet of the handle. And like this, we go on working for 5 more stitches till the marker. 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the marker off and here make the 6. Handle consists of 7 stitches. So to make a handle, we need now to make a chain. Because we have 6 now, yeah? So we make a chain. And we turn our work to this side again. Here is the first stitch of the handle. So now, for the handle, we're going to work in spiral. We're not going to join each round. We're going to work in spiral. We just go on working in spiral. For this, we will join. This was the chain we have made. Now insert the hook, slightly pull it like this, stretch it, and insert the hook into these 2 half loops. It's a little bit difficult to do this. You have to stretch it, pull it a little bit, but it's just the first stitch. Pull it through 2 loops. Grab the working thread and make the first stitch. So, and then you can stop counting the rows when you make the length of the handle that you need. We will measure it and then we will make the same to the other side. In the second row, we insert again into both half loops here, pull the working thread, make a stitch. Again, insert the hook, pull the thread, make a stitch. And so like this, we go on working 6 stitches, and I'll show you how we do the 7th. 6. And now when you come to the place where you have to make a transition, you see that it was our chain we had just made. So insert the hook again into both half loops, and here we have also the third one. So we insert it like this between upper half loops and this lower half loop. That's it. And made a single crochet. And so like this we go on working just single crochets in spiral. So that you approximately understand that in the cinnamon color I've made 14 rows for the handle. You see, I go on working in the round and in spiral. I do not make any transitions, I do not join the round, I just go on working in spiral till you get the desired length of the handle. Now I have made 14 rows. Let's measure how much do we get in centimeters. If you start counting with the first row here, which we joined to the base, then I have 26 centimeters for the handle. And I will fold it like this, and I think that will do. If you like, you can make it slightly longer if you want, but I think that this will do. Maybe you can make 15, 16 rows. And now we have finished it so that last stitch that I have made is the one which comes from the chain, yeah, the one that I have added as a chain at the beginning. And so now I'll cut the thread, leave a lot, approximately 40 centimeters will do. So I'll leave such a long free end and cut it. Now we better pull it completely like this. Yep, and we need to use the darning needle, plastic or metal, just needle with a wide eye. Insert it into the darning needle. You can insert first one, then the second one, and the second here. And then pull it so that it is nice and straight. Then you need to place it next to the base. Here, as you see, yeah, here is the end. And so we place it like this, and we'll be sewing it. Now, first, I sew this and in the direction that we were working, so I continue the same here where I had the marker. Insert the needle from the inside outside and pull the thread. Pull the thread, take the marker off, and make a stitch into the upper loop. Here, the upper loop. Next one, from the outside inside. And again, pull this needle. Like this. Now, again, from the inside outside, make a stitch into the base of the bag, and the next one into the handle. Here from the outside inside. And tighten it. Then, again, from the inside outside, in the next loop, make a stitch into the base of the bag, and the next one, on the handle of the bag, make a stitch from the outside inside. So like this we go on sewing the handle. Then again, into the base, outside, into the handle, inside. To the base, outside, so till the marker, yeah, so like this we keep on moving till the marker, and here inside. And the last stitch here, take the marker off, make it outside, and turn it, and then pull it inside. So the most interesting thing is now to manage to hide the thread. So now let's have a look and evaluate whether we like everything, how we have joined the handle, how it all looks together before you cut your thread. Just make sure that everything is to your liking on all sides. If everything is okay, I'm going to undo it and remake it, then you can cut the thread. Here you just pull one strand of the darning needle, and then I slightly twist the handle because I have to get to that place to make a knot, and I pull the needle here into one half loop inside the handle. Yeah, I make a knot, take the darning needle off, make a knot like this. And then I hide this thread inside the handle. For this I will need either again a darning needle or a crochet hook. So pull it like this inside the handle, grab both strands like this, and pull it inside here. Pull it inside here. Then I cut these ends really close. Cut it. And those three ends remain inside the handle. They are not visible. So the base of the bag is ready. Now we just need to add the magnetic button inside, then to add the tag if you like, and if you want to add the chain and attach it to the clasps. So for sewing the magnetic button, I'm going to use such a transparent thread. And as this is a multicolored bag, I don't want to add one more color of the thread. So we need to open the magnetic button and find the middle 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 between the fourth and the fifth stitches, somewhere here. You can insert it like this and attach it with sewing pins and make sure whether it is in the right place, whether you like it. So if you are not sure that you have inserted it right into the center, you can check it. Now you need just to give it a try. I pin it in place with one sewing pin and with the help of a sewing pin to the other. When you close it, I see that it is right in the center already, like this. Yeah, quite in the center. Just be careful, don't break your fingers like I have just done. Now in each of these openings we make 2, 3 to 4 stitches. So we are sewing it like a button. That will do. If you have thread, then you can make slightly more stitches to make sure. If you have such fishing line, which I use for sewing, then it is stronger, so you have to make several stitches, and that will do. And so like this, just into each opening of this magnetic button, we sew it first one half and then the other half. So I have sewn one half of the magnetic button. I make the stitch inside through the base to the next one so that I don't have to cut and fasten it each time. Just make a stitch under the magnetic button, it won't be visible. Here, I'll try to show you. Slightly difficult to show you because I have a handle here which stands in the way. And then we make 4 stitches here, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we go to the next one, the next opening, and make 4 stitches in the upper openings. When you have sewn the magnetic button, we make a knot and cut the thread. So you can take a stitch into the base, make a loop, and so like this. I just make a stitch somewhere and cut it. That's it. Then here we have to sew the second part of the button. So we fold the back like this in 2 and have a look where the other half of this magnetic button is going to be. So approximately it's going to be like this. If you join it, then it will be nice. Yeah. So, and you could fix it with sewing pins, for example, and have a look whether you have placed it right. So now I'll just check. I think I have already found the middle. Just check, you can measure the distances on both sides. Just make sure you have placed it in the center. And we sew. I would have sewn the button. And now we need just to attach the accessories and to attach the chain if you like. Here I would like to pull the t-shirt yarn through the chain. You can leave the chain as it is, but I'll show you how to do this. So you cut the length of the t-shirt yarn that you'll need for the length of your chain. It is approximately like this. Maybe add 10 to 20 centimeters. It's better to add. Yeah, better make it longer than shorter. You can always cut it. So, and then take a darning needle, plastic or metal, doesn't matter, and pull it. And then we take the chain and pull it like this upwards. Pull it completely. Yeah, each time you have to pull it completely so that this twisted part is below. You can see it, and this right side is on top. Yeah, like this, so that it looks nice. You have to make sure. And then we leave a free end, hold it with your fingers so that it won't come off. And then again we pull it into the next, like this, into the chain, then up and tighten it. Here you can change the position of your hand closer to the place where you are pulling this yarn. And so make sure that your strand won't be twisted. Make sure that it's nice here. Then you'll be able to stretch it so that you don't have too much material, because as you wear it, it might just stretch somewhere, and you will be able to see that there is too much of it. So like this, just pull it through the chains till the end of your chain, and then we will sew the free ends. So I have already pulled it through, and now here I would rather, so if I add it to the last chain, then it will go upwards. Then I'll have to turn it so that this side was like this. Cover it. Yeah, so perhaps I will just cut the last chain off, and I'm going to sew it like this from the second to the third. Yeah, here, because we have started like this. So you have to sew it so that you do not see your seams on the right side. Yeah, so that it doesn't twist. If you have pulled it completely, I, for example, have, so that visually it looks into one direction, so that visually it finishes the same, and we can sew the free ends on one side. I have to skip the last chain, cut it off. So here, what are we doing here? First, we'll need a thread in a matching color or a fishing line. Here I'm going to use the thread because I think it's easier. I have a thread of this in this color, so I cut the thread like this, and then I fold it double like this and twist it so that it is on the till the other chain, yeah, like this. I have twisted it to make a neat end, and now I need to sew it along the contour, to sew the ends of this, not so to join it. And with such teeny tiny stitches, I'll just make stitches here. I'll try to show you close up. So you need to sew it up so that it will remain put. Like this. Then continue sewing here below, and then we'll be sewing it on the other side, like here, likewise. Like this, and now this side as well, you have to sew it up. One, two, three, four, and the fifth stitch is I make a knot, then pull it somewhere just to hide it inside, and then I cut it. So we get such an edge. Likewise, we have to sew the other one, the other end. Also, I cut a little bit more, fold it, and sew it. Now, we need to cut this one and then join the clasp to the back and join the shoulder strap to the clasp. So you see I had one spare chain, so now I'll take it off, cut it off. Now we need to open the next chain, so you have to open the last chain in your strap. And also here where we have joined it, I will turn it so that the place where I have just joined it will be hidden. Yeah, just turn this chain. Likewise here. Insert it into the clasp and close it and hide it with another side under the t-shirt yarn. And now we take our lobster clasp or a clasp and attach it. So where I'm going to attach it? Okay, let's attach it somewhere here. Here on the side, where we have a transition from the handle to the base of the head of the bag, like this. And now we'll take the chain and we'll have to add it so that it's not twisted. On the other side, likewise, here we have this stitch where we were sewing the handle, so this place where the handle started. Where we have sewn the handle to the base. Here. That's it. So now, and so that it's visually just check, make sure that you like how it is centered on the side. You can use these two or that one. So just you have to attach it so that it looks nice and looks as if it is at the same level, more or less. Yeah. No. Not at the one level. So perhaps I'll have to change this one. Somewhere here. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Now it is at the same level. So that's it. We have attached the chain. I have even sewn the tag. You can do this as well if you like. And I'm sure that your bags will turn out to be even better than mine. Here I have some thread left. Yeah, I'm sure that you have enjoyed this masterclass. I'll be very happy to see your work, so please share them with me. Tag me on Instagram, I Love Create School. I will be really happy to see your bags and see you. Goodbye.